So, good morning students. I am Professor P.B. Ingle and today we have to conduct the lecture number 5. Lecture number 5 of unit number 3rd, solar energy application. The name of the subject is non-conventional energy sources and systems. Okay. So today what is we learn? We learn the cooling systems or air conditioning systems. Okay. So today we have to discuss the solar energy which is used for a refrigeration purpose, which is used for air condition purpose, which is used for cooling purpose. So how these solar energies work will be discussed in this applications. Solar energy is used for a cooling purpose. We already saw so many applications of a solar energy. This is one of the application of solar energy which is used for cooling purpose. So let's see here. So today we have to discuss what is a simple solar vapor absorption system. So cooling system are two types. One is the vapor absorption system and another is a vapor compression systems. Okay, these are the two classification of the cooling system which is used in our conventional methods. But this is operated with the help of the electricity energy. But here instead of the electricity energy supply we can use the solar energy. Okay. So this is the simple solar vapor absorption system. So what is here? We have to absorb the vapors. That's why it is called as the vapor absorption system. So in this, what is here very important? So what is? So absorber is H2O, right? Means water is absorbed the vapor. So which vapor is absorbed? The refrigerant is used there. What is? Ammonia, NH3. So here is the use of refrigerant is ammonia, and this ammonia vapor is absorbed by the water. So water is nothing but the absorber and ammonia is a vapor. So vapor absorption system. So what type of the vapor is absorbed? We have to observe the ammonia vapor, and who is observed? The water is absorbed. So what is the absorber? Water is the absorber and vapor is ammonia. Means refrigerant is use ammonia here. Okay. So let's focus here and we have to discuss. So this is the flat plate collectors, right? We have to use the flat plate collectors. Why? Because we know that the boiling temperature of ammonia is very less. So we have to use here flat plate collectors. This flat plate collector consists of waters. Okay. So with the help of the pump, the water is pumped inside the flat plate collectors. Okay. This flat plate collector absorbs the solar energy. These are the solar radiations. Solar radiation incident on a flat plate collectors, and the temperature of the water will be increases. There is a hot waters. Okay. Now this high temperature water is passed into the generators. What is this? Consist of another component. What is? Generators. So this is one of the generators which is used in a solar vapor absorption systems. So this is nothing but the generators. So when hot water pass in the generators, this is not a generator which is used electricity purpose. This is different generator. This is another generators. Okay. There is no any similarity in between that generator. Okay, you focus here. So this hot water pass in this generator. So inside the generator, what is present? This is present, ammonia and H2O, right? This water is completely absorb the ammonia here. Means water is completely absorb the ammonia. Means this is the mixtures of water and ammonia. Means just like as we know the sponge is absorb the water such a way that So water is completely absorbed the ammonia, and this is the one complete mixture of the solutions. So this NH3H2O present in where? Inside the generators. So now this hot water is supplied to the generators. So what happen? There is a heat is exchanged in generators. So whenever the heat is exchanged, what happen? From this ammonia or this ammonia from the water, this ammonia is released. Okay, the ammonia will be released, and this ammonia is flow through these pipelines. Yes or no? Yes. Here, when the heat is supplied, this hot water is supplied to the heat, this generator. So from this generator, what is present? NH3H2O. So from this NH3H2O, what is separated? This ammonia will be separated, NH3. And this high pressure ammonia vapor is passed into the condenser. So this NH3 in which form? Into the vapor form. Okay. There is a one system is also connected. There is also the one analyzer will be connected. This is the analyzers. Okay. This analyzer prevents the water vapor droplets to move along with the ammonia. This analyzer prevents the circulation of water droplets. From this analyzer, what is only move? Only the NH3 vapor is move, because this NH3 is nothing but the refrigerant, okay, and which is used for a cooling purpose. So this ammonia, high pressure ammonia pass in condenser. This analyzer which stop the circulation of the water flow, means water vapor flow. So along with this water vapor flow, some ammonia is also associated with that. So this analyzer is removed. So the water vapor with a small amount of mixture of ammonia, small amount with a water vapor. So this is called as the what is weak solutions. This is called as the weak solution. Weak solution means less ammonia will be there. Less ammonia is present. Why present? Because this analyzer stop the flow of water vapors. So with that water vapor, some ammonia droplet is also mixed, associated. So from this analyzer, we passing from this pressure reducing hall. The pressure is reduces, and we get the which type of the solution? Weak solution, means that is called less ammonia percentage. And this weak solution is passed where? Inside the absorbers. Yes or no? Yes. Now from here, this high pressure ammonia is passed here in condenser. This is in vapor form. So what is the role of the condenser? The role of the condenser to reject the heats. Heat is rejected. Heat rejected from condenser into surrounding. So how heat is rejected? There is a use of the cooling water. This cooling water come from the what is cooling tower. So cold water is come into the condenser. This cold water convert into the hot water. There is a heat is exchange in between the ammonia and this hot water, means this waters. So here is the vapor of the ammonia is converted into the which form? In liquid ammonia form. There is a phase change. Yes or no? Yes. There is a phase change. There is a latent heat transfers. Latent heat means the change of phases takes place. That is called as the latent heats. So this ammonia vapor is converted into the liquid form with the help of these condensers, because there is a heat exchange. Then after this liquid ammonia is collected where? Inside the receiver. This receiver is collected this liquid ammonia. Now after that, what is here? This liquid ammonia, this liquid ammonia is passed through this expansion valves. This is the expansion valve, this is the throttle valve, or this is the another name is capillary tubes. What is we called? So this liquid ammonia is passing through the expansion valve. So what is the use of the expansion valve? To reduce the pressures. Expansion valve is used for to reduce the pressures. Okay, so as soon as the liquid ammonia is enter in an expansion wall and come out from the expansion wall, what is its pressure will be decreases. So we know that the pressure is decreases, then ultimately the temperature is also decreases. So what is the after that this expansion wall, we getting the ammonia in a less pressure form and less temperature form. So this is completely is very chilled ammonia we getting here. Chilled ammonia is getting chilled. NH3 is getting after the expansion wall, which is having a very low pressures and low temperatures. Now this chilled ammonia is enter where inside the evaporator sections. This is the evaporators. So this ammonia pass in the evaporators. So what is the role of the evaporators? The role of the evaporator is here. Suppose if you place this evaporator in a systems, means in a rooms or in a means what is in a for ice making. So this evaporator is remove the heat from system and transfer into the surroundings. Yes or no? Yes. So this evaporator is remove the heat. Okay. The evaporator is remove the heat from the space, whatever the space, suppose inside. So inside the room, suppose you place the evaporator here. So what is this evaporator? This evaporator is absorb the heat from this room. Okay. Why absorb the heat? Because the space having high temperatures. Okay. And evaporators which consist of, which has ammonia having less temperature. So we know that where is the heat is flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. So from this space we remove the heats. Means the heat is absorbed by the evaporators. Yes or no? Yes. So here this is heat is absorbed by the evaporators. Yes or no? Yes. So after absorbing the heat, this evaporator and this space is become a cooled, or it becomes a refrigerant effect. We are to getting here refrigerant and we have to feel very chilled. So we have to getting the air conditions, we convert the means feel very chilled, less temperature as compared to the surrounding for that particular space. Okay. Then after that, what is here? So this ammonia is absorb the heat. So this liquid form of the ammonia is once again converted into the what is low pressure ammonia vapors. Right. Means there is also the phase change. This liquid ammonia now convert into the once again in vapor form. Why? Because it absorbs the heat from the surroundings, absorb the heat from this particular space. So this low pressure ammonia vapor is once again passed where in absorber. But what is here? The absorber is nothing but the what is here? The absorber is nothing but the water H2O. So what is, students? This absorber we want always a very less temperatures. Okay, not a very high temperature. Suppose this absorber water means suppose having high temperature, so which cannot absorb so much ammonia vapors. Yes or no? Yes, because there is a not a means pressure difference is created much more. So because of less ammonia vapor is absorbed by this absorber. So this absorber is absorb larger quantity of the ammonia vapor. So what is we do there? We have to maintain a very less temperature of this absorber. So how to maintain the less temperature of this absorber? Absorber means which one? H2O. We want to maintain a less temperature of the H2O. So what is we do here? Once again from the cooling tower we use circulate the cold water through this pipeline. So this cold water is maintain the very less temperature of this absorber. So that's why this absorber absorb the so much amount of the ammonia vapor from this evaporator and pass into the absorbers. Okay. So as soon as this absorber, this H2O is absorbed, lot of ammonia vapors. So what is, so ultimately what is we getting the strong solution, because larger quantity of the ammonia is absorbed by the this H2O. So we get the which form? Strong solutions, because larger percentage of the ammonia there. Then this strong solution pump here once again in generators. So we getting once again here which mixtures? NH3 and H2O. What is our target? Our target is once again to remove the ammonia from the water. So for that purpose, what is, we use the heat, and this heat is utilized from once again by the these flat-bed solar collectors. So once again this hot water is flow inside the generators. So there is a heat exchange in generators. So this generator is absorb the heat. Whenever the generator is absorb the heat, once again the ammonia is removed from the H2O, and we get the ammonia in which form? In high pressure ammonia vapors. And once again it is passed into the condenser, and cycle will be continuous. Okay. So this is the simple explanation about the solar vapor absorption systems. Okay. Now we have to discuss the another method. It is lithium bromides. Another method is used for cooling purpose is what is lithium bromide water absorption cooling systems. Our previous is what is a simple solar vapor absorption system by ammonia and water. Another is a vapor absorption system, but what is the name? Lithium bromide water absorption cooling systems. So here boys, what is here? The absorber used as a lithium bromides, okay, and refrigerant used as a waters. It is different. This is the ammonia. This is different. Here is a refrigerant used as a H2O. Means this H2O we can utilize for what is, for a cooling purposes, for a refrigeration purpose. Okay. So let's discuss this cycle. So look at here, the same components what we learned in previous cycle, same components will be here. So this is the solar collectors, this is the pump. This solar collector is heat the waters, okay, and then after heating the water, this heat is supplied to the generators. This is called as generators. This is called as generators. So this generator heat the liquids, okay. So this is the mixture is heating from the solar collector. This generator will be heats, okay, this complete mixtures. Then after heating from this, what is, from this the H2O vapor is come out. So this is the H2O vapor, okay, from the generator is come out. Then from this generator the H2O vapor is come out. This pass here inside the condensers. This is condenser passing into the condenser. We know that what is the function of the condenser? To condense it. So this condenser is cooled this H2O vapor. Then after that this H2O vapor is converted into the here what is once again H2O in liquid form. Okay, this is the cold water which is heat taken from this H2O vapor, convert into the liquid form here inside the condenser. Then after that this H2O liquid is where is passed in expansion valve. Okay, what is the role of the expansion valve? To reduce the pressures. To reduce pressures. Okay, so pressure is reduced. What is then? Pressure decreases, then temperature is also decreases, yes or no? Yes. So what is the role of the expansion valve? The role of the expansion valve is to decrease the pressure. So this H2O decrease the pressure, then this H2O decrease its temperature. So here we getting the very chilled form of waters. H2 is very chilled form, very chilled. Okay, H2 is getting. Now this very chilled H2O which having a temperature of what is 4 degree Celsius, not 0, but what is the temperature? 4 degree Celsius. When after passing through the expansion valve we getting the 4 degree Celsius. Okay. So this H2O is enter in evaporators. Then what is this evaporator? The evaporator is placed in a space, and this evaporator is absorb the heat from this space. So whenever absorb the heat from the space temperature is decreases. Okay, and what is the temperature? It is a very less temperature, 6 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Celsius, and you feel very cold condition there. So you feel very air conditions effect will be there. So this evaporator is absorb the heat from the space and decrease the temperature of the space, and there is a produce a refrigerant effects. Okay. So air or paste to be cooled by using the evaporators. How? Because inside the evaporator we pass the temperature of the water is how much? 4 degrees Celsius, and the space is having temperature suppose 30 degrees Celsius. So where is the heat is flow? The heat is flow from higher temperature to the low temperature. So this heat from the space given to the this which water? Chilled water in evaporator. So automatically the temperature of the space is decreases. Okay, after remove the heat from the evaporators. Then evaporator is absorb the heat, and this 4 degrees Celsius water once again convert into which form? In water vapor form. This is see here, water vapors, and this water vapor is passed where? Inside the absorber. So this absorber always maintain the less temperature, because what is our absorber? Our absorber what is? Lithium bromides. Yes or no? Yes. So inside the lithium bromide is present. So this lithium bromide always maintain the low temperatures. So how it is maintained? By using this cold water. So from these cooling towers, you see, from this cooling tower, this cold water is passed where? Inside the absorber, and this absorber is maintain its low temperatures. So absorber is maintain the low temperature. That's why this absorber absorb lot of amount of the water vapor from the evaporators. Okay. So this vapor is absorbed by this absorber. Yes or no? Yes. Then after that, this inside the absorber there is a create the weak solutions of a lithium bromide and water. So this weak solution with the help of the pump inside the wherein heat exchangers, and from the heat exchanger this solution enter once again in generators. Okay. During the heat supply in generator, what happen there? The water vapor will be formed, but the lithium bromide, which is the what is this absorber, this lithium bromide having some water droplets, so nothing but this strong solution. This strong solution is enter in a heat exchanger. There is a heat is exchanged in between the weak solution and strong solution, and this strong solution from this pressure reducing valve pass inside the absorber, and this cycle will be continuous like that here. Yes or no? Yes. So where is the more important point? The more important points focus here on a evaporators. So evaporator is a having a role to remove the larger amount of the heat from the space and maintain its low temperatures. Okay boys, so this is the simple explanation about the lithium bromide vapor absorption systems. Where is the vapor absorption? The vapor is absorption in absorber. That's why the name it is called as the vapor absorption system. So what type of the vapor is absorbed here? H2O vapor is absorber. Why? Because H2O is a refrigerant used in a lithium bromide systems. Okay. So now we have to discuss another method. So students, now another method is used for cooling purposes. It is solar vapor compression refrigeration systems. Okay. So here what is we do? Here is the compression of vapors. The previous two methods we have to discuss. There is a absorption of the vapors. Here is what is the compression of the vapors will be do in that solar energy applications which is used for a cooling purpose. Okay, so what is the title? Solar vapor compression refrigeration systems. So see here, so how many loop will be there? There are total 3 loops, loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3. Yes or no? Yes. So how many consists? It consists of the 3 loops, loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3 will be theirs. Yes or no? Yes. So if you consider this first one, that is called as the solar loop, then what is this second is nothing but the Rankine loop, Rankine cycles or Freon vapors, that is Rankine loop, and this is the third is what is refrigeration loop. So it consists of the 3 loops in this solar vapor compression refrigeration systems. So in solar loop, what is here? We see the solar radiation is incident on these solar collectors. Okay, this is our solar collectors. The solar radiation is incident on our solar collectors. The solar energy is absorbed by these flat plate collectors. What is? And this solar radiation is heat supply to the waters, and this hot water is supplied where? Inside the heat exchangers. If you not supply the hot water into the heat exchanger, then what is? Then this water will be stored in this tank, that is called as the thermal storage tank. Then whenever we need, we just use this water against. Okay, so this is the one supports will be used there, storage of a heat, that is called as the thermal storage. We have to store the heat in this tank, that is called as the thermal storage tank. Okay, TS. Now then after that, this hot water is supplied where? Inside the heat exchanger, boys. Okay, so inside the heat exchanger, what is there? At the same time, this loop will be work. This loop is nothing but the Rankine loop. Rankine loop means low temperature cycle, nothing but the Rankine cycles. So in a Rankine cycle, what is? With the help of this pump, the pump will be there. This is the pump. So with the help of the pump, the Freon liquid is passed into the heat exchangers, and we know that the Freon is a low vapor, means low temperature vapor refrigerants which boil at very low temperatures. So this Freon vapor is passed into the heat exchanger, this Freon liquid is passed into the heat exchanger, and this liquid Freon is absorbed the heat from this hot water, and there is a exchange of the heat takes place, and this Freon liquid convert into the Freon vapors. Okay. Now this Freon vapors, we know the very low temperature minus 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, at this temperature it is converted into the means a vapor form. Okay. So this Freon vapors is in the form of vapors which is very high temperature. This vapor is now strike where? On the turbines. Okay, and this turbine is rotates. Now then after that, once again this Freon vapor is passed where? Inside the condenser. What is the role of the condenser? To condense this Freon vapors. Freon vapors convert into the once again in Freon liquid form, and this cycle will be continuous. Now this turbine is coupled with the compressors. Okay, this turbine not connected here generators. This turbine is coupled with the compressor by using this key. Okay, by using these connections, and now this compressor is rotate with the help of these turbines. So this is our refrigeration loop. So our standard refrigeration cycles in our refrigerator or in air conditions, those operate in electrical, there is a consist of these components. What is? Compressor, condenser, expansion and evaporator, and this compressor is run with the help of electrical energy. But here, which is our application? Solar power. So here we can't use the electrical energy, where we use the solar energy. So this compressor is run with the help of these turbines. So this turbine energy means rotational energy is supplied to the compressor. This compressor is work out. So this compressor, what is do here? This compressor is compress the vapor of a refrigerants. Okay, so this vapor is compressed. Vapor is compressed. Okay, and we know that what is the role of the compressor? To compress After compression, increase the pressure and increase the temperature. So this high pressure compressed refrigerant varies enter in a condenser. So what is the role of the condenser? Once again, to condense these vapors and convert into the which form? In liquid form. So we getting the here liquid refrigerant. It may be ammonia, it may be butane, freon, R113 like that. So this liquid refrigerant varies enter, it is enter into the expansion valves. Expansion valve is nothing but the throttle valves. And what is the role of this expansion valve? To reduce the pressures. So we know that when the pressure is reduced, that time automatically the temperature is also reduced. So here what is we get? Very low temperatures and low pressure refrigerants. Okay, and this refrigerant is in the form of very chilled is refrigerants. Why chilled? Because the expansion valve is reduce its pressure and reduce its temperature. So at this outlet we getting the very chilled form of the refrigerant, and this chilled refrigerant is passed where inside the evaporators. And what is the role of the evaporator? To absorb the heat from the space and maintain its temperature is less than surroundings. Okay, so this evaporator absorb the heat and what is the paste to be cooled. So where whatever the location of the evaporator, this evaporator absorb the heat from this space and maintain a less temperature as compared to the surrounding, and we are to getting here which effect? Refrigerant effects here. Okay. Now then after that boys, this refrigerant once again convert here in which form? In vapor form now. Yes or no? Yes. And once again this vapor is passed where? Inside the compressor, and this compressor is once again compress the vapors. That's why the name it is called as the solar vapor compression refrigeration systems. Okay. And this cycle once again continuous. This cycle is once again continuous, and this cycle is also once again continuous. So in this way we have to getting the refrigeration effects. Okay. So I stop here. If you like my videos, so share my video with your friends. Then if you have any problem, you call me or message me, and subscribe my channels to press the bell icon buttons. Okay, so thank you very much.